Hello, welcome to the Planning and Configuring AWS Systems Manager module within this Managing AWS Operations course. Now, what are we going to learn in this course? Well, we're going to have a deep dive into AWS Systems Manager. We're going to discuss monitoring and compliance dealing with CloudWatch and CloudTrail. We're going to look at leveraging Service Catalog to offer our applications and services as needed to separate clients or our own organization. And then we're going to explore the different S3 features that AWS provides. So let's dive into this first module. In this module, we have a few learning objectives that we want to cover. The main overarching objective is we want to have a deep dive into AWS Systems Manager. Now, this breaks apart into three things. We're going to identify benefits of the service itself. We're going to explore actions that can be performed using the service. And then we're going to look at managing actions and events using Systems Manager. So with that, let's go ahead and break here. And in the next clip, we'll pick up by diving into why we want to use Systems Manager. All right, let's dive into Systems Manager. Now, why would we want to use Systems Manager in AWS? Well, there's three main reasons. Now, the first is that it allows us to group our resources into resource groups, which allows for easier management. Using those resource groups, we can then analyze our workloads and gain insights to operational data that we're working with inside AWS. And then using those insights, we can then perform actions on our resource groups as needed. Now, we'll dive in deeper to each of these three topics as we work our way through this module in this course. Now, AWS Systems Manager is really a suite of tools and services offered to us by AWS. They all simply live under one roof called Systems Manager. So let's talk about the first subsection. Now, the first thing we see in the console, which we'll see here upcoming in the next clip, is Operations Management. Now, Operations Management is a subsuite of tools built into AWS Systems Manager. It has something called Explorer, which allows us to customize dashboards for reports of our resources in our accounts. We then have Ops Center, and this is going to offer us a centralized place for viewing, investigating, and remediating operational tasks that we need to perform. So a good example here would be patching. We can see that, hey, we need to go ahead and remediate these instances and get them up to date for the patching standards that we put into place. The next thing that's offered is CloudWatch dashboards. Now, we'll discuss dashboards in depth later in this course, but at a high level, they allow us to monitor CloudWatch metrics from within the Systems Manager page. This is a handy thing to have since you'll be poking around the different systems. You don't want to have to keep hopping back and forth between services like System Manager and CloudWatch. Now it's in one location. And the final capability is Trusted Advisor for real-time guidance in the Personal Health Dashboard, which monitors AWS health events, and it will put event notifications in our console for us to view. So if AWS is having a service malfunction in a specific region, it would appear in our Personal Health Dashboard. Now that's going to do it for this overview on Operations Management. Let's go ahead and jump away from the presentations and let's get into the console and start exploring each of these capabilities.